Hello everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you're tuning in for the first time. This is just episode 2, and we're going to talk about something that is very dear to my heart, has been a big part of my journey, and hopefully something in here as always resonates with you. Please feel free to like and subscribe. We'll be doing many more of these, but for now, the topic I want to touch on today here at beautiful Ross Lake, British Columbia, is the idea or perception of the black sheep, and this idea that we don't fit in. And it's not just an idea, it's very real and it's very felt, and I think it has its purpose, I think it has its intentions, although I didn't always feel that way. So I want to back up for a minute and just talk about, in the beginning for me, my life. I was very emotionally reactive from super young age, 2 years old, maybe earlier. Screaming fits, banging my head on the floor. Like I think life just didn't make sense to me ever. Whatever I was picking up on, or whatever was going on for me, would lead me down a road of anxiety, panic attacks, full-blown panic attacks, where you get that full flight response where you just can't contain it. You just need to run. And I would literally, once I got older, run out of the house and down the street until that energy fizzled out. And the interesting thing that happened was I would figure out, or think that I had figured out, that this was due to a fear of dying. And I did everything along that path that I could in terms of the anxiety and panic attacks before I realized that it linked to this idea of black sheep. I wrote it as though I was afraid of dying. So I would try to eventually manifest panic attacks, thinking that if I could manifest them, then I could understand them. And if I could understand them, then I could overcome them. And along that path, I did gain some comfort with them, but they kept coming. And they kept coming pretty frequently. And what I would eventually learn is that it wasn't dying, it was not living. And I think what it means by not living is I was not being authentic. I was trying to fit in, desperately trying to fit in, became a people pleaser, doing all the things that we do when we're trying to find our place that we belong. This ended up in catastrophe for me. A blessing in my journey eventually, but along the road, a catastrophe in that I would get to a point where I was outside of myself, looking in, and hurting so bad, feeling so much pain that I couldn't find my place. And every time I tried to fit in, it just didn't feel right. So equally as much pain not fitting in versus trying to fit in. Same kind of pain. Was I just meant to be alone? Was I meant to suffer through it by myself? And these were the languagings that I was using at the time. I think now I understand that this idea of not living pertained to authenticity. And in that authenticity, I didn't show up as all of me because I was so worried about not fitting. I was in that safe zone, that survival mode that I developed when I was young to try to fit into my own family community. And I think for humans, it's really important for us to fit in. That's our safety, that's our nurturing, and we are dependent longer than any other species. So our parentage is really important. That primary care is really important to us, and we'll do whatever we can to feel safe there. Anxiety and panic would lead to depression, would lead to all kinds of hard and painful feelings. Once I realized it was more of an authenticity equation, I started to realize, I felt like a black sheep in the family, felt like a black sheep a lot of places. Then I would go to this schooling or some other places where I felt like maybe I belong. These are people that are going to think like me. I'd be a black sheep among black sheep. But you know what? I ended up feeling like a purple sheep. And why? Why is that? What's the connection? Connection being that I'm not truly being all of my authentic self. I'm still trying to fit in, and maybe this lands for you too. it's a gift to have this black sheep thing. It's a gift to not fit in. If you think about it, what happens when we fit in, what happens when we belong, we start to take on the habits, the thoughts, the patterns, the social behaviors of the group that we're in, whether that's family or some other social group. We adopt their behaviors. We become one of many. But when you have this black sheep thing and you keep feeling like I don't fit anywhere, and it feels like a curse, it's not. It's demanding of you to shine your unique self. It's demanding of you to see through the pain to the gift. And so valuable to see that you're unique. You have a different way of seeing, and a different way of seeing is what drives change. You're important. Your message is important. Holding your ground in that uniqueness is important. So this is just what I wanted to throw out there today. And as always, just hoping that we can get more comments going, some back and forth, some exploration, some normalization, because there are a lot of black sheep out there, a lot of people that feel this way, tons of them. And it's a gift. It's a gift of uniqueness. If you are struggling to fit in with normal groups, with groups of people, that's okay. You'll find your tribe, but you're going to find your tribe through embracing that uniqueness and becoming that full authentic self that's scratching at your walls, that's yelling and screaming to get out of you. And if you really sit and feel that, I know you can feel it. It wants you to be you. It doesn't want you to fit into any box. It doesn't want you to fit anywhere. It wants you to be free. It wants you to be unique. It wants you to be expressive. It wants that opinion out there to challenge status quo. If you feel like a black sheep, you're not alone. If you feel like a black sheep, it's because you think in unique ways, and that's a beautiful thing. Can we help each other as black sheep? Can we help each other embrace that? Can we help each other and guide each other to that full uniqueness and that full expressiveness? And let's see what comes out of this share. I'm with you, I feel you, and I look forward to hearing from you. Please like and subscribe. I want to keep these videos going. I want to keep sharing. I want to generate conversation around things that get swept under the rug all too often. So I hope to hear.